Hi, this is Anna Crowe with the Get Real podcast, where CEOs, CMOs, and communications experts share their real advice. It's 6 questions under 9 minutes because we get to it real fast. So let's get to it. In a few sentences, please tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, Anna. I'm Keith Washo. I'm currently VP of Market Development for Summit Wireless Technologies and the Washo Association. We're leading the wireless immersive audio for home entertainment industry, and I do sales and marketing for our speaker products and our partners. Secondly, I'm president of Washo Entertainment here in Raleigh, North Carolina, where we put on musical productions featuring love songs by candlelight by top artists. And then lastly, I'm the author of 2 books, Good Things Come from Hard Times and The Heart of Success.
I love it, Keith. You are a very busy man and one of many talents. That's fantastic. Well, appreciate you being on the show today. And could you tell me, Keith, I know you have a few industries that you operate in, but what would you say is the best thing about being a leader in your industry?
So the best thing about being a leader, first and foremost, is the opportunity to be a role model and a light to others, to help influence lives. So I look at leadership as a blessing, as a privilege, that you have an opportunity to be a good steward and care for others and help direct others' lives to hopefully make them better. And through your leadership, the way to say what is the best thing about being a leader is the opportunity to really affect good change in people's lives and for a company.
That's so great and so powerful. Thank you. Part of that is creating these connections with people, right, on your team or your customers. I hear from other successful executives that creating authentic connections, whether it's with like you said, someone in your company or outside of it, can be challenging with all the noise today. What's your take on that?
Yeah, so authentic communication and connections really starts with being in person and physical reality. So it is a challenge when you have social distancing, you have offices closed, working remote, and everything's virtual. And the reason why is authentic connections are made through all studies and through our own personal life experiences through, number one, when you can shake hands with someone. Number two, when you can look someone in the eye in person, when you can pat someone on the back, show a little bit of that intimacy physically. That we're human beings, we're meant for community. And so without that, it is a challenge. Now, on the flip side, the positive is we do have amazing technologies today that can bring us all closer together, like this Zoom call for me and you, Anna, in different states, different cities, in real time, being able to look at each other and communicate. People using their FaceTime on their phones with their grandma and the grandkids, or Facebook video through Portal and the way Google Home has allowed that. So using technologies to connect can help bring us all closer together and help bridge that gap.
Absolutely. And you and I tried this a little bit earlier, and we did have a challenge with my technology, but I appreciate you being on to troubleshoot that.
Absolutely.
The right guest to do that with. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Great. Well, then, what other real advice would you say is really important for other leaders? Is there any other advice you'd like to offer? Something that other leaders should be considering, especially today?
Yeah, for me, leadership, there's books and books and books on it. There's hundreds and hundreds of ways to be a great leader. I'll just do like top 5. And there's no specific order, but these are 5 that are good and true to go by as a leader. Number 1 is always be honest. You have to be genuine with people. If you have a tough message to deliver, then do it honestly and truthfully. You just be yourself, sincere, authentic, honest. Number 2, as a leader, always show gratitude. You can never underestimate the importance of little things like saying thank you to someone who does something for you. Just showing that level of respect and gratitude for the team's efforts goes a long way. Number 3, and along with that, is humility. There's a difference between being a leader and a boss. While you're both in charge, you think about a leader shares the spotlight with other people and gives credit to other people where credit is due. Whereas a boss can sometimes be like, oh, I did this. So be humble and give credit where credit's due. Number 4, never stop learning. As a leader, you need to be a leader, and a leader is a reader. And so you have to continuously learn, continuously improve so you can be a good light and steward to others. And then number 5 is communicate well. And that's part of being clear, honest, sincere, but being productive. If meetings start going off on tangents, you're ringing back in the team, communicate concisely and clearly. And then lastly, as a bonus, is celebrate success as a leader. Make people feel proud and happy about little accomplishments so you can always see progress. And as a leader, it's our job to set the goals, but then show progress and celebrate those wins along the way.
That's such fantastic advice. And thank you so much. I haven't heard a leader is a reader in the past. And I love that. I might snag that from you. So great insight. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Before we get to our final, more of a fun question, are there any other successful executives such as yourself that you would like to shout out or think should be on this podcast?
One of my favorite executives that I've ever worked with is Mark Adams. And I worked with Mark Adams when he was VP of Marketing and Sales at Creative Labs. Mark went on to become CEO of LumiLEDs and president of Micron Technologies. Someone else I worked closely with and played soccer with and did music with is Kevin Conley. And Kevin Conley was the former CTO of SanDisk.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the recommendation. I'll check them out. Well, our final question is more of a fun one. I always love to hear where people came from and how they got started. Tell us about your first job.
Oh, wow. So that goes all the way back. I studied broadcasting and music in college, and I interned at a radio station in Rochester, New York. And my first job out of college was CBS Radio and an account executive, where I was given a phone, the yellow pages, and a pager to go out there and bring in advertisers to the radio station.
I love that. You may have to explain what yellow pages and a pager are to some listeners, but I can appreciate that. Very cool. Well, how can people get a hold of you, Keith?
You can look me up, Keith Washo on LinkedIn. You can go to my website, keithwasho.com, or just Google in the books, The Heart of Success or Good Things Come from Hard Times.
Excellent. Really appreciate you being on today. And even though we had to do this in a couple of takes, but I really appreciate it. And for everyone watching, this is Anna Crowe with the Get Real podcast. For more insights, visit us at crowepr.com. Make it a great day.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.